There's a sentence that repeats through these notices until you cannot unsee it. The battery compartment can be opened without requiring the use of a common household tool. That is the violation. Not a fire, not a broken part, not a child in hospital. A door that opens without a screwdriver. We read all 34 toy and children's product recalls in the Consumer Product Safety Commission's public database that turn on a button or coin battery. 26 arrived in the last 19 months. Counting them was harder than it should be. The Commission's records carry a product type field, and it is blank in more than 90% of the database, 3,018 entries out of 3,267. There is no official switch for, is this a toy? But the notices give you something better. Each one names the standard it was written against, and the Commission picks between a toy standard and a general consumer one. We let that choice do the sorting and added children's clothing handled under the general rule. Line the notices up by date and watch the language change job. In 2017, Hobby Lobby recalled light-up spinner toys because the battery cover could detach. In 2019, Toysmith recalled light-up magic wands in almost the same words. Those describe something going wrong. By 2024, the wording had hardened into a test. The batteries can be accessed without requiring a common household tool. Therefore, the toy violates the mandatory standard. Nothing has to fail. The design is the finding. That change shows up as a number. Of the 34 recalls, 28 carry no substantive incident report at all. 82% were announced with nothing but a test result behind them. 6 have any report at all, and 3 are not swallowing cases. A battery that fell out, a battery a child put in the mouth, leaking cells that irritated eyes. In most recall data, an injury is the reason for the recall. Here an injury is the exception, and that is the most important thing here. Which leaves 3. In 2017, a 14-month-old swallowed a battery from a light-up spinner. An X-ray was taken and it passed through. In 2019, a child swallowed a battery from a light-up magic wand and needed medical help to get out. In 2021, 2 children got into the button cells inside promotional projector flashlights, and one of them needed surgery to remove a swallowed battery. 3 cases in a decade of records. Every one of them a light-up toy. Hold on to that 2021 recall, the most useful file here. About 82,000 children's projector flashlights, a key ring on one end and a projector on the other, and a child could take one apart and reach the cells. In July this year, the Commission recalled projecting finger light toys, about 62,000 of them, for containing button cells a child can reach. 5 years apart, a surgery in between, and the same product idea came back. Look across the 34, and the shape is hard to miss. Glow rings sold as party favors, light-up glasses and gloves, children's light sneakers, tutu skirts with lights sewn in, finger lights. We think that is engineering, not coincidence. In a plush toy, the battery box is a separate part fastened into a seam, so a screw costs nothing. In a finger light, the battery is the product, the shell is the battery holder, and every fastener is a real share of a tiny budget. 2 of these make a point worth keeping. A set of light-up gloves was pulled not only because the compartment opened, but because the spare coin cells packed in the same box were loose in ordinary packaging. And about 460,000 children's slap watches were recalled because the cell could simply fall out with no door involved at all. So the thumbnail test is necessary and not sufficient. Check the little bag of spares that came in a box. This is where it stops being a toy story. Outside our 34, the same rule has pulled things no parent files under danger. Digital kitchen scales, a digital wall clock, the shades inside, sliding patio doors, bicycle light sets. Identical cells in objects at counter height and floor height, in rooms with no toys in them. The rule is not written about toys, but about the compartment, which means the sweep worth doing is the house, not the toy box. So the practical form of all this is a 5-second test on toys nobody has recalled. Find a battery door and try to open it with a thumbnail. If it opens, that toy is built to a standard the Commission has been pulling products off shelves for failing. Then check what you would never file under toys: the spare cells in the box, the novelty ring in the party bag, the light on a keychain. On these products, the screw is not a detail. It is the safety system